Friends, in this lesson, also, like before, you will have English on one side and on Hindi, the content is given on other side, and we are saying you in English and along with the meaning, Sanskrit meaning, everything is here. So you can go through both in English if you are more familiar in Hindi. If you are more familiar in Hindi, then you can go through that in Hindi also. Okay. Now, first we will have sloka. We will explain that like other lessons. At the end of it, you will have the homework sheet attached here for you to do audio homework and also to take the text homework. So you will do both and submit it with 100% mark. Okay, and if you are already a registered student, you will send it to us in the WhatsApp. Also, do know the Telegram link is given below in the description. If you are here for the first time, make sure you subscribe for this channel in Telegram so that you can see the previous lessons also. Okay, and any conversations, questions we went through it, etc., everything will be there for you to look at it. If you are not a registered student, what you have to do is first get registered. It's a free certification course, so it's very easy for you to get registered by just sending a WhatsApp. Our WhatsApp number, which is +1 647 964 4790, is given in different parts of this video as well as in the description. Okay, so you can send a WhatsApp with your name, where you are from, and your interest in learning Sanskrit, so that you can get registered, because you have to be a registered student to qualify for the certificate. Okay, so now let's get started. Suswagatam, welcome. Now let's go to our teacher to teach the sloka. Namaste Mahodaya.
Namaste. So in this lesson, we will be learning about relationships. How do you call your daughter, son, etc. in Sanskrit? Like all the previous classes, I will begin by saying the sloka fully, and then I will break it down, and you have to repeat after me. After that, I will say the meaning. Kayena vacha manasendriyaiva buddhyatmana vat prakrite svabhavat करोमि यद्यत् सकलं तरस्मै नारायणायति samarpayami. The meaning is, whatever I do with my body, speech, mind or sense organs, whatever I do, I use my intellect, feelings or heart. Whatever I do for others, and I offer that to Bhagavan Narayana. That is the meaning. Now I'll break it down and you have to repeat after me. Kayena vacha
Kayena vacha
मनसेन्द्रियैव
manasendraiva
मनसेन्द्रियैव
manasendraiva
बुद्ध्यात्
buddhyat
मनावात्
manavat
प्रकृते
prakrute
स्वभावात्
sabhavat
स्वभावात्
swabhavat
करोमि
karomi
यद्यत्
yadyat
सकलं
sakalam
तरस्मै
tarasmai
नारायणायति
narayanayati
समर्पयामि.
samarpayami.
Now I'll say it again and say it twice. Repeat it twice. कायेन वाचा
Kayena vacha kayena vacha
मनसेन्द्रियैव
manasendrayaiva manasendrayaiva
बुद्ध्यात्
buddhyat buddhyat
मनावात्
manavat manavat
बुद्ध्यात् मनावात्
buddhyat manavat buddhyat manavat
प्रकृते
prakrute prakrute
स्वभावात्
swabhavat swabhavat
करोमि
karomi karomi
यद्यत्
yadyat yadyat
सकलं
sakalam sakalam
तरस्मै
tarasmai tarasmai
नारायणायति
narayanayati narayanayati
समर्पयामि.
samarpayami samarpayami.
Now I'll say it in a bigger chunk. कायेन वाचा मनसेन्द्रियैव
कायेन वाचा मनसेन्द्रियैव कायेन वाचा मनसेन्द्रियैव
बुद्ध्यात्मना वात् प्रकृते स्वभावात्
बुद्ध्यात्मना वा प्रकृते स्वभावात् बुद्ध्यात्मना वा प्रकृते स्वभावात्
करोमि यद्यत् सकलं परस्मै
करोमि यद्यत् सकलं तरस्मै करोमि यद्यत् सकलं तरस्मै
नारायणायति समर्पयामि.
नारायणायति समर्पयामि नारायणायति समर्पयामि.
Now we'll say it in even bigger chunks. कायेन वाचा मनसेन्द्रियैव बुद्ध्यात्मना वात् प्रकृते स्वभावात्
कायेन वाचा मनसेन्द्रियैव बुद्ध्यात्मना वा प्रकृते स्वभावात् कायेन वाचा मनसेन्द्रियैव बुद्ध्यात्मना वा प्रकृते स्वभावात्
करोमि यद्यत् सकलं तरस्मै नारायणायति समर्पयामि.
करोमि यद्यत् सकलं तरस्मै नारायणायति समर्पयामि करोमि यद्यत् सकलं तरस्मै नारायणायति समर्पयामि.
So now just say the sloka fully. I'll say it once and then just repeat after me. कायेन वाचा मनसेन्द्रियैव बुद्ध्यात्मना वात् प्रकृते स्वभावात् करोमि यद्यत् सकलं तरस्मै नारायणायति समर्पयामि.
कायेन वाचा मनसेन्द्रियैव बुद्ध्यात्मना वत् प्रकृते स्वभावात् करोमि यद्यत् सकलं तरस्मै नारायणायति समर्पयामि.
Kayena. Kayena is like with the body. Vacha is speech. Kayena vacha. Body and speech. Manasendriyaiva. Manasendriyaiva like manasa, which is mind. Indriyam, which is like sense
Sense.
organs. Sense organs. So Kayena vacha manasendriyaiva. Whatever I do with my body or speech, mind or sense organs. Buddhyatmanavad prakrite swabhavat. Whatever I do, I use my intellect, feelings, or heart. Buddhi is intellect. Prakriti Sabhavat. Prakriti is nature, but in this case, we can also be like, I use it. It's kind of naturally I use it. So, whatever I do, I use my intellect, feelings, or heart. Karomi yadyat sakalam tarasmai. Whatever I do for others. Karomi yadyat. Yadyat, whatever. Karomi is to do. And like, I do. Karomi yadyat, whatever I do. Sakalam tarasmai, all of it. Narayanayati. To Bhagavan Narayana Samarpayami, I offer that. Whatever I do with my body or speech, mind or sense organs, whatever I do, I use my intellect, feelings or heart. Whatever I do for others and I offer that to Bhagavan Narayana. That is the full meaning. Now let's move on to the lesson. So imagine you want to talk about a person who's far away. Now suppose you want to talk about a person who's close by. How do you talk about them? Is it different if it's a boy or a girl? Let's learn. Tasya. This means there. If you want to say that person's name is, and that person's far away, then you will use tasya. Tasya nama Ramaha. His name is Rama. Etasya. This means here. If you want to say that person's name is and that person is close by, then you will use etasya. Etasya nama Krishnaha. His name is Krishna.
Tasya nama Ramaha. That means the person who is in the long distance. Is that right,
Yes.
Mahodaya? Okay. So the person is there or not in front of you, somewhere. All these people you will use
Not exactly not in front of you, like if they're far away.
far away, not in front of you or somewhere else.
Yeah.
To refer a kind of a third person who is not there.
Yeah.
Tasya nama Ramaha.
Yeah.
And you have taught us before the men name, boy name will end with Ha, Ramaha.
There's one small catch in this. But we'll explore that further into the lesson.
If the person is close by, in front of us, so we say
Etasya.
Etasya nama Krishnaha. Etasya nama Krishnaha. His name is Krishna. Right? The person is here. So if the person is on the distant, we say Tasya. Right, Mahodaya?
Yes.
And if the person is close by, we say Yatasya.
Not yatasya, etasya.
Etasya. Etasya.
There is one thing that you need to remember when you are using tasya and etasya. That is, these two can only be used if the person you want to talk about or are referring to is a male. If you are talking about a female, you will say it differently. In other words, tasya and etasya, these two words differ based on gender. Etasyaha. Previously we said etasya, now we're saying etasyaha. This means here. If you want to say something like that person's name is, and that specific person is close by, then you will use etasyaha. Keep in mind this can only be used for female people. Etasyaha nama Bharata Mata. Her name is Mother India. Tasyaha. This means there. And for the male version, we said tasya. Now we're saying tasyaha. If you want to say something like that person's name is, and that specific person is far away, then you will use tasyaha. Keep in mind that this can only be used for female people. Tasyaha nama Saraswati Devi. Her name is Goddess Saraswati.
Wow. So, Etasya is for men, Etasyaha is for woman, and also the Ha was coming like Ramaha
Yeah.
at the end for the
Yeah.
men. Here, Bharata Mata is a female, so no Ha there. But the Ha comes for Etasya. Is that right, Mahodaya?
Etasyaha, yes.
Etasyaha Nama Bharat Mata.
Bharata.
Bharata Mata.
And also there's one more thing previously said about Ramaha coming, which then again, Ha doesn't need to come for every single name that's male. But like I said before itself, I'll talk about it a bit later into the lesson.
Tasyaha Nama Saraswati Devi. Again, Tasya Nama Ramaha.
Tasyaha.
Previously,
Tasya.
for a male, we said Tasya Nama Krishnaha. But here, no Ha for the female and Tasya as a Ha. Right, Mahodaya? So it becomes
No
Tasyaha.
Ha for the male. But here you have a extended version as in Tasya becomes Tasya and then you add the Ha.
Tasyaha
Nama
Nama
Saraswati.
Saraswati. Oh, there Tasya.
Yeah.
Okay, so Tasyaha, there Tasya Nama Krishna. Krishnaha.
So
Here,
there it's kind of
Tasya,
short form. Here you're, in male it's short form, in female you're increasing it.
here Tasyaha Nama Saraswati Devi. There, the for the person close by, we said Yatya, right? Yata Nama. Yetasya Nama Ramaha. But here, when we were going through the female version, we said Yetasyaha Nama Bharata Mata.
Yeah. So now the next lesson. If you want to say Rama is the son of Dasharatha, how will you say that in Sanskrit? First of all, we need to think. The three main words here are Dasharatha, son, and Rama. How will we say each of them in Sanskrit? Dasharatha will be said as Dasharataha. Son is Putraha. Rama is Ramaha. Now we can't just say Dasharatha. We need to say Dashratas. For this we will say Dashratasya. Adding in this asya is like adding the apostrophe and s. Like you may remember from the first lesson, there is no word for is. We don't need to use that in Sanskrit. Dasharata's son is Rama. Dashratasya putraha Ramaha. Translate these into Sanskrit and pause the video if you feel like it. Krishna's son is Pradyumna. Rama's son is Kusha. Shiva's son is Ganesha. Arjun's son is Abhimanyu.
Krishna's son is Pradyumna. Krishnasya putraha Pradyumnaha. Rama's son is Kusha. Ramasya Ramasya
Ramasya.
Ramasya putraha Kushaha. Shiva's son is Ganesha. Shivasya putraha Ganeshaha. Arjun's son is Abhimanyu. Arjunasya putraha Abhimanyuha.
Okay. And now we're going to go to the actual answer. Krishnasya putraha Pradyumnaha. Ramasya putraha Kushaha. Shivasya putraha Ganeshaha. And this is where I said I'll be talking about Ha at the ending. So that Ha is dependent on, you know what, I'll explain this better. Like this. Ganeshaha. Let's take the word without the Ha. Let's remove the Ha from there. You'll get Ganesha. So Sha ends with an A sound. So you'll say Ha at the end. Ganesha Ha. If we take Abhimanyu, which vowel sound does it end in?
You.
So we'll say Hu. Arjunasya putraha Abhimanyuhu.
Arjunasya putraha Abhimanyuhu.
Yeah.
Ramasya putraha Kushaha. Krishnasya putraha Pradyumnaha. So everything is end with A. So we are ending them with a Ha.
Yeah.
Whereas Abhimanyu is ending with U. In that kind of situation, you are adding Hu. Arjunasya putraha Abhimanyuhu.
Yep. So the next lesson, we learn how to say things like Rama is the son of Dasharatha. Now, how will we say something like Dasharatha is the father of Rama? Let's find out. Just like the last time, we need to think. The three main words here are Rama, father, and Dasharatha. How will we say each of them in Sanskrit? Rama will be said as Ramaha. Father is Janakaha. Dasharatha is Dasharataha. Now, just like last time, we just can't say Rama. We need to say Ramas. And here as well, we'll say Ramasya. Just like the previous one, adding this Asya is like adding the apostrophe and S. Here as well, we do not need to use a word for is. Rama's father is Dasharatha will be said as Ramasya Janakaha Dasharataha. Now, let's go to practice. Translate these into Sanskrit and pause the video if you feel like it. Prativindya's father is Yudhishthir. Sutasoma's father is Bhim. Shrutakarma's father is Arjuna. Satanika's father is Nakul. Shrutasena's father is Sahdev.
Prativindyasya Janakaha Yudhishtharaha. Sutasoma's father is Bhim. Sutasomasya Janakaha Bhimaha. Shrutakarma's father is Arjun. Shrutakarmasya Janakaha Arjunaha. Satanika's father is Nakul. Satanikasya Janakaha Nakulaha. Shrutasena's father is Sahadev. Shrutasenasya Janakaha Sahadevaha.
So the answers are correct, and there's one more thing. If the word ends in a half sound, like Nakul, you don't have any vowel sound following it. It's not. There's no U, A, anything. So you just default to Ha. Ha is basically a default, but if you have another vowel sound, you'll go with that. Prativindyasya Janakaha Yudhishthiraha. Sutasomasya Janakaha Bhimaha. Shrutakarmasya Janakaha Arjunaha. Satanikasya Janakaha Nakulaha. Shrutasenasya Janakaha Sahadevaha.
Dhanyavadaha Mahodaya.
So the next lesson, we talked about father and son, but what about father and daughter? Imagine I want to say Janaka's daughter is Sita. Let's find out how to say that. Again, we need to think here. The three main words here are Janaka, daughter, and Sita. How will we say each of them in Sanskrit? Janaka, will be said as Janakaha, daughter will be said as Putri, and Sita will be said as Sita.
Okay, Mahodaya, I see the difference. Their putra had a putraha,
Yep.
right? Here Putri doesn't have a ha.
No.
So do the Sita name
Yep.
is a female name and it doesn't have a ha.
Yep.
Whereas the male name had a ha.
Most of things in Sanskrit will have like male will have ha or any other ending with ha, and female will just mostly be like plain.
Janakasya putri Sita.
So translate these into Sanskrit and pause the video if you feel like it. Dushraja's daughter is Satyavati. Shrikant's daughter is Sailaja. Narsimhacharya's daughter is Kirtana. Kamalakant's daughter is Devika. Dilipant's daughter is Vaishnavi.
Dushrajasya putri Satyavati. Srikant's daughter is Shailaja. Srikantasya putri Shailaja. Narasimhachari's daughter is Kirtana. The Narasimhacharyasya putri Kirtana. Kamalakant's daughter is Devika. Kamalakantasya putri Devika. Dilipan's daughter is Vaishnavi. Dilipanasya putri Vaishnavi.
So now let's just go to the answers. Dushrajasya putri Satyavati. Srikantasya putri Sailaja. Narsimhacharyasya putri Kirtana. Kamalakantasya putri Devika. Dilipanasya putri Vaishnavi. Now the next lesson. We had done father and son, father and daughter, as well as son and father. Now we will see daughter and father. Imagine I want to say Sita's father is Janaka. How will I say that in Sanskrit? First of all, we need to think. The three main words here are Sita, father, and Janaka. How will we say each of them in Sanskrit? Sita will be Sita, father is Janaka, and Janaka is Janaka. Now we can't just say Sita, we need to say Sitas. For this we will say Sita Yaha. Just like the previous lesson, adding this Yaha is like adding apostrophe in S. Here as well, we don't need to use a word for is. Sita's father is Janaka, Sita Yaha Janakaha, Janakaha. Translate this into Sanskrit and pause the video if you feel like it.
Kalyani's father is Suresh. Kalyaniyaha Janakaha Sureshaha. Aditi's father is Aditya. Adityaha Janakaha Adityaha. Janani's father is Jagan. Jananiyaha Janakaha Jaganaha. Divya's father is Karan.
First of all, we need to think. The three main words here are Sita, father, and Janaka. How will we say each of them in Sanskrit? Sita will be said as Sita, father will be said as Janakaha, and Janaka will be said as Janakaha. Now we can't just say Sita, we need to say Sitas. For this we will say Sita Yaha. Just like with the previous lesson, adding this Yaha is like adding the apostrophe in S. Here as well, we don't need to use a word for is. There's one more thing. Whenever the name ends in an I, then you need to remove the I and add a Yaha. Sita's father is Janaka, Sita Yaha Janakaha, Janakaha. Translate these into Sanskrit and pause the video if you feel like it.
Kalyani's father is Suresh. And there is I at the end. So whenever the I comes at the end of the name, the I will be gone, as you said before. So it will be Kalyanyaha Janakaha Suresh. Aditi's father is Aditya. Again, this name comes with the I. So we are going to leave that. Adityaha Janakaha Adityaha. Janani's father is Jagan. And here also, Janani, the last letter of her name is I. So we will drop that when you do the sentence and we will say Janana, Jananaha, Jananaha, Janakaha, Jahanaha. Divya's father is Karan. Here there is no I, so it will come as it is, which is Divyaha, Janakaha, Karanaha. Bhavya's father is Gopal. Bhavyaha, Janakaha, Gopalaha.
Now I'll say the answers. So for the first one, you said Suresh. Sureshaha. So we will say Kalyanyaha Janakaha Sureshaha. Adityaha Janakaha Adityaha. Jananyaha Janakaha Jaganaha. Divyayaha Janakaha Karanaha. Bhavyayaha Janakaha Gopalaha. Next lesson. Now we're going to see how do you say mother and son relationships. Imagine I wanted to say Parvati son as Ganesha. How do I say this? The three main words here are Parvati, son, and Ganesha. How will we say each of them in Sanskrit? Parvati will be said as Parvati, son is Putraha, Ganesha is Ganeshaha. Now we can't just say Parvati. We need to say Parvati. For this we will say Parvatyaha. Adding this Yaha is like adding the apostrophe in us. And it's basically the same thing as last time. You don't need a word for is. And then if a name ends in a Y, I, then you need to remove the I and add Yaha. Parvati's son is Ganesha. Parvatyaha putraha Ganeshaha. Translate these into Sanskrit and pause the video if you feel like it.
So first of all here, Parvati's son is Ganesh because the
They
I,
dropped.
I is dropped, right? Because the name with the last name, last letter I. So Parvatyaha Putraha Ganeshaha. Whereas in the last lesson we saw, Mahodaya, Shiva's son is Ganesha, and we say Shivasya
Shivasya.
Putraha Ganeshaha. Whereas when we say Parvati is a female name, so it ends with I, son and Ganesha, we say Parvatyaha Putraha Ganeshaha. Sita's son is Kusha. Here there is no I, so there is no change. Sitayaha Putraha Kushaha. Parvati's son is Kartikeya. Parvatyaha Putraha Kartikeyaha. Draupadi's son is Pratvindya. Draupadyaha Putraha Pratvindyayaha. Subhadra's son is Abhimanyu. They're interesting because here we saw in the previous lesson, Mahodaya, you said Abhimanyu ends with a U, so it will go with who. So this sentence will go like this: Subhadraha Putraha Abhimanyuhu. Devaki's son is Krishna. Devaki is a female name, ends with I, so it will disappear. So it will become Devakyaha Putraha Krishnaha.
So now let's go to the answer. Sitayaha putraha Kushaha. Parvatyaha putraha Kartikeyaha. Draupadyaha putraha Prativindyaha. Subhadrayaha putraha Abhimanyuhu. Devakyaha putraha Krishnaha. Keep in mind that when you are saying the word like Abhimanyu, the last sounds are U sound. So when you say last portion of Ha, then you will say it as who. This means the name will be said as Abhimanyu, just like I said last time as well when the name Abhimanyu came up. We are now going to see how do you say son and mother relationship. Imagine I want to say Ganesha's mother is Parvati. How do I say this? Let's find out. First of all, we need to think. The three main words here are Ganesha, mother and Parvati. How will we say each of them in Sanskrit? Ganesha will be said as Ganesha, mother is Janani, Parvati is Parvati. Now we can't just say Ganesha, we need to say Ganeshas. For this we will say Ganeshasya. Adding the Sasya is like adding the apostrophe S like we learned in the previous examples. And it's the same thing here as well, we don't need to use a word for us. Ganesha's mother is Parvati. Ganeshasya Janani Parvati. Translate these into Sanskrit and again pause the video if you feel like it.
So, Mahodaya, as you said, Ganesha's mother is Parvati. So, Ganesh is a male name. So, it will become Ganeshasya Janani Parvati. Okay, Ganeshasya Janani Parvati. Rama's mother is Kaushalya. Ramasya Janani Kaushalya. Lakshmana's mother is Sumitra. Lakshmanasya Janani Sumitra. Lakshmanasya Janani Sumitra. Bharat's mother is Kaikeyi. Bharatasya Janani Kaikeyi. Shatrughan's mother is Sumitra. Shatrughnasya Janani Sumitra. Anjaneya's mother is Anjana. Anjaneyasya Janani Anjana.
So let's just go to the answers. Ramasya Janani Kaushalya, Lakshmanasya Janani Sumitra, Bharatasya Janani Kaikeyi, Shatrughnasya Janani Sumitra, Anjaneyasya Janani Anjana. We are now going to see how do you say mother and daughter relation. Imagine I want to say Parvati's daughter is Ashoka Sundari. How do I say this? Let's find out. First of all, we need to think. The three main words here are Parvati, daughter, and Ashoka Sundari. How will we say each of them in Sanskrit? Parvati will be said as Parvati, daughter is Putri, Ashoka Sundari is Ashoka Sundari. Now we can't just say Parvati, we need to say Parvatis. And the same rules apply as last time. You need to add Yaha, and there isn't a word for is, as well as the fact that the name ends in I, so we're dropping the I. Parvati's daughter is Ashoka Sundari, Parvatyaha Putri Ashoka Sundari. Translate these into Sanskrit, and again, pause the video if you feel like it.
Sudekshana's daughter is Uttara. Sudekshanayaha Putri Uttara. Gandhari's daughter is Dushala. Gandharyaha Putri Dushala. Deepa's daughter is Bhavya. Deepayaha Putri Bhavya. Deepayasya Putri Bhavya. Bhavya's daughter is Hamsa. Bhavyaha Putri Hamsa. Hamsa's daughter is Suparna. Hamsyaha Putri Suparna.
So now the answers. Sudekshnayaha Putri Uttara, Gandharyaha Putri Dushala, Deepayaha Putri Bhavya, Bhavyayaha Putri Hamsa, Hamsayaha Putri Suparna. We are now going to see how do you say daughter and mother relations. Imagine I want to say Ashoka Sundari's mother is Parvati. How do I say this? Ashoka Sundari, mother and Parvati are the three main words here. Ashoka Sundari will be said as Ashoka Sundari. Mother is Janani, Parvati is Parvati. And the same logic of last time. Ashoka Sundari will become Ashoka Sundaryaha. We need to drop the I. And we don't need to use a word for this. Ashoka Sundari's mother is Parvati, Ashoka Sundaryaha, Janani, Parvati. Translate this into Sanskrit and pause the video if you feel like it.
Ashok Sundari's mother is Parvati. As you said, we are dropping the I because it is at the end of the name. Ashoka Sundaryaha Janani Parvati. Now, the same way here, Neela's mother is Vasudha. Neelayaha Janani Vasunda. Srivani's mother is Vasundara. Srivaniyaha, Yai is there, so I will go. Srivanyaha. Shravani's mother is Vasundhara. As you taught us before, the I, if in the end of the letter in the name, so it shall disappear. So it will become Sravanyaha Janani Vasundhara. Kirtana's mother is Hemalata. Kirtanayaha Janani Hemalata. Vaishnavi's mother is Kirtana. I will go again. Vaishnavyaha Janani Kirtana. Janaki's mother is Bhuma. I will go at the end of Janaki's name and it will become Janakyaha Janani Bhuma.
So now are the answers. Neelayaha Janani Vasudha, Shravanyaha Janani Vasundhara, Kirtanayaha Janani Hemalata, Vaishnavyaha Janani Kirtana, Janakyaha Janani Bhuma.
Dhanyavadaha Mahodaya.
Now is the Shanti Mantra. I'll just say the Shanti Mantra and meaning. Now I'll say the Shanti Mantra as well as the meaning. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayah, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. The meaning is Om, may all be happy, may all be free from illness, may all see what is auspicious, may no one suffer. Om, peace, peace, peace. Namaskaram, Suprabhatam, Subhamadhyanam, Shubhasayam, Shubharatri.
Now, if you're doing this lesson, hope you learned a lot today about the relationships between father, son, father, mother, daughter, daughter, mother, mother, sons, all the combinations you learned. Okay. Now, we will recommend you to go and do the homework. The link is given below this video in the description. Click on it and do it. And couple of things. Do the homework. It has both audio and text homework. Please do both and give us the screenshot in the WhatsApp. Okay. If you are not a registered user, please register. That's very easy to do it. That's when you qualify for the certification course. All you have to do is send a WhatsApp. Our WhatsApp number is given in the video. +1 647 964 4790. You please give the screenshot. First you send the name, where you are from, and the languages you know, and with a request to join the free Sanskrit class. Okay, once you do that, we will admit you. And then all you have to do is finish the homework and send the screenshot to us, okay, of 100% mark. If you didn't get 100%, do the test again, go through the video again. It's not a kind of a movie video which you do one time and do it, just drop it off. That's not it is. You have to go through this again and again and again so that you can learn it and do the test again and again till you get the 100%. Okay. And also, what we will recommend you is to register for our Telegram channel, which is also given in the description. Please register to the Sanskrit uh, Telegram channel so that you can see all the conversation and we had with the students even before, and also all the lessons we have done so far. Everything will be available there for you to go through. Okay, so because Telegram allows you to see the older messages and older videos, so you will get an access to it. So please subscribe to the Telegram channel. Okay, but in Telegram we don't converse. All your conversation, submission of homework, any questions or clarification needed, everything will be done only through the WhatsApp. Okay, but last but not the least, Sanskrit is the backbone of Sanatandam, and for us to spread the Sanatandam and Sanskrit, we need your help. Okay, we need you to go ahead and like the video, comment below, subscribe of the channel, and also share with as many people as you can. Also, do know that it's a free course and we accept donations. Okay, so please be generous and donate. Okay, our uh, donate now buttons are given in the website, and the website link is given in the comment area as a pinned comment for anyone to donate generously. Okay, if you have any questions or if you need any clarifications, if you are a registered student, feel free to contact us in the WhatsApp. If you are not a registered student, get registered as we told before, and then ask any questions you have, and we will be more than happy to help you out. Okay, hope you enjoyed. Looking forward to see you in the next lesson. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.